People often ask us which carabiners to buy for whitewater rescue. And so if you're following the 4-3-2-1 system and you're carrying 4 carabiners with you on the river, we recommend that at least one of them is a pear-shaped carabiner. This rounded shape here is going to be better for passing over knots in different types of rescue systems we're going to be setting up. Also, it's good for using along with a munter hitch. However, if you want to save some space and weight, your other 3 carabiners could be smaller and lighter weight. We generally carry aluminum carabiners. They're going to be plenty strong enough for everything that we're doing on the river, but they're going to be less expensive and lighter. I recommend only carrying locking carabiners with you on the river. There's certain applications in whitewater rescue where you really need the lock. For example, if you're using this for a live bait rescue where you're clipping a rescuer into their quick release harness, you're going to want to clip this in there and then lock them in so that the gate can't open. If somebody was clipped in their quick release harness and the gate accidentally came open and clipped onto another attachment point, then they wouldn't be able to release anymore, which would of course be super dangerous. As well, in hauling systems, sometimes there's going to be a lot of force on this carabiner, and if the gate were to come open, it would be much less strong that way. And so for hauling systems, we also need locking carabiners, and there's all sorts of sketchy situations in whitewater where people have accidentally had their carabiners open and clip onto ropes or create some sort of entrapment. With some other bells and whistles you might want to think about, there's also auto lockers. A lot of our rescue instructors really like having an auto locker because you just twist, open, close, and you're locked. If you are gonna get an auto locker, you probably want to get a 2-stage auto locker versus a 3-stage. 2-stage means you just have to twist and then open, versus a 3-stage where you have to twist, pull down, and then open. And that's going to be tricky to use maybe if you have really cold hands or underwater in a lot of current. And of course, you could also think about a key lock carabiner. So here the nose doesn't have a notch in it. So these key lock carabiners are nice for not getting accidentally snagged into rope or webbing or a harness when you're clipping into them. In terms of where to carry and how to carry your carabiners, there's no one right answer. We certainly like the idea of spreading them out on our person so that we could have quick access to them when we need them. And so one way you could do it is carry one of your carabiners on your guide belt or flip line. This is a piece of tubular webbing already tied in a loop with a water knot. And if you have one of your carabiners on there, I have an auto locker on there, that's really quick to start as a starting point for setting up an anchor. We could also perhaps carry a carabiner on our tow line. So over here, I've got a tow line with a carabiner on it. When you buy your tow lines, they usually come with a non-locking carabiner. For the reasons I just talked about, you're gonna wanna have a locking carabiner on there. So the reason they sell these with non-lockers is simply because it's cheaper, but we recommend swapping that out and putting a locking carabiner onto your tow line. And then also, you might want to carry a couple carabiners on your PFD, in your PFD. The Astral Green Jacket has a really nice spot on the inside. It's kind of an out-of-the-way secret carabiner holder where over time you could get better at getting your carabiners out and putting them back onto there. Some people will carry them in their pocket. Of course, you have to be careful if you're carrying gear in your pocket that you don't open it up and whoo, off your stuff goes if you're in the river. So something to be cautious about. And then also maybe having them on your body could work, just clipped onto your PFD. If you're gonna do that, just make sure that they're locked. Again, we don't wanna have one come open and clip into a rope by accident.